Welcome to Ask Allison. Here is today's question. I'm a member of the Abundance Party. The party's motivated me to revamp my website, become clearer about my ideal client and niche, and enhance my marketing strategies. In taking the niche course, I realized that I like working with women who've experienced domestic violence or the murder of a loved one. There's something I admire about the strength of women evolving through what was supposed to break them. I'm starting to think that this might really be one client and that I want to work with women who've survived crime-related experiences. I'm trying to figure out what to call this for my website copy, as crime-related experiences doesn't feel right or specific enough. So I'd like to thank Therapy Notes for sponsoring us. So while this question may feel really specific to this person that's asking it, I want everyone watching or listening who's flirting with two niches or trying to find wording to watch how I think through this. Most of the time, I do recommend finding that common thread, and she's tried that here with crime-related experiences. But if I was in an intimate partner violence situation, I wouldn't necessarily see myself going as going through a crime-related experience. So I agree that it doesn't hit the nail on the head, and it's also kind of like bulky language. So what she says earlier, in a way that's almost like, well, here's why I love this population. And wasn't meant to be like official copy, is that she admires the strength of women evolving through what was supposed to break them. And that's where I'd go with this. I want y'all to listen to how you casually talk about who you serve. Look at that like throwaway copy you might have not used, if it's interesting, not the boring stuff, to see if there are tendrils in there that you can pull on to find your answer. So on the homepage, I would say that I specialize in working with women who have been through experiences so hard that they should have been broken by them. And maybe some days they did feel broken, but somehow they kept going. Situations like the murder of someone they love, situations like domestic violence. So I would give those exact two things in the body of the paragraph, like those examples. And I would also have menu items for domestic violence, surviving domestic violence, and surviving murder of someone you love. I'd maybe give them shorter names. But you get the gist there. Now, this homepage may call in people who were sexually abused by a family member or who survived natural disasters or really like any traumatic event at all. Those of us who have experienced trauma know that feeling of teetering on brokenness, or feeling like we're gonna fall off the edge. So if those are not trauma experiences that this person wants to treat, I keep diving into the two that she does want to treat on her homepage, describing the really specific grief after a murder and the betrayal of being intentionally hurt by the person you love most for domestic violence or intimate partner violence. Part of what I teach in the Abundance Party is that our niches may only take up 60% of our practice, if that's what we want. So if she's wanting some diversity of presenting concerns in her caseload, this would likely bring in some trauma outside of those two specific examples. And if she only wanted these two traumas, then she can refer out those unrelated traumas from the initial phone call. Yeah, I hope that that's something you can relate to in your circumstances. If you're struggling with the niche stuff, I hope this helps the person who wrote in. Y'all can come and join us over in the Abundance Party, and I would love to help you build over there. That's at abundanceparty.com. And if you have questions for Ask Allison, please DM me over on Instagram at abundance_practice_building.